Now you want to roll your eyes, you want to go home, sit your butt down somewhere and think about what I said. Because I'm telling you right now, I am furious.
Trying to uncover whether a man is the true father of a child or not is not easy, but no one does this job better than Judge Lauren Lake. But even for someone like her, the chaos and the drama gets a little too much sometimes. So in today's episode, we take you through some of the cases where Judge Lauren lost it on paternity court. Number 1. Renfro versus Tuzinkanimana Tuzi. This case starts with Miss Renfro claiming that Mr. Tuzi is the biological father of her child. The child is born with a severe medical condition which she claims has been genetically passed down by Mr. Tuzi. She believes that Mr. Tuzi wants to deny paternity because he wants to avoid...
He don't want to take financial responsibility. He hasn't been there. He wasn't there through my pregnancy. When I had the baby, my baby, he wasn't there. For his surgery, he wasn't there. I've contacted him. I tried to let him know, and there was still nothing, no response, no,
Ms. Renfro claims that Mr. Tuzi has never even seen the child. Mr. Tuzi replies by claiming that he has seen the child one time. However, he believes that he is not the father because...
I realized the baby just don't look nowhere near like me.
So you admit that you have not stepped up to the plate for the baby because you truly don't believe this child is your child?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Tuzi also claimed that...
I had sent a few text messages from her random ex-boyfriends.
It wasn't
the
no
dudes
ex.
that she had sex with before, and I know this for a fact.
5 months prior to...
What did the text messages say, sir?
I really don't remember what he said. I just kind of glimpsed through it.
Ms. Renfro told the judge about the child's medical condition, claiming that the disease has been passed down genetically by the defendant because...
My son has an issue with his stomach. He was born with what you call Hirschberger's disease, and it's passed through genetics. And none of my other kids have it. I had sex with him, got pregnant, and my son had to have surgery at 6 days old.
Ms. Renfro, to back up her claim, has brought a witness to testify. The witness is Miss Kristen, who is her best friend and has known her for 10 years. Miss Kristen, in her testimony, mentions that Miss Renfro was texting some other guy. However, she says that Miss Renfro was careful and...
Well, there was like somebody that she had slept with around time, but it was she was protected.
Hold on, don't gloss over that. Don't talk so fast.
Sorry.
You said there was a guy she had slept with during the time?
When the judge inquires Miss Renfro about this other guy, she gives the judge a nonchalant response and shrugs her off. The judge calls Miss Renfro out on her attitude and asks her,
I messed with
How many
somebody.
men were you sleeping with when you conceived your child?
One.
Testify to that.
One.
Okay. So what's the one your best friend remembers?
That was, okay, yeah, there was a dude before I got pregnant, but we did use a condom, and it was just once. And
okay.
It was way before I got
And what
pregnant.
planet do you live on where condoms are 100% effective?
Mr. Tuzi claims that the only reason Miss Renfro is coming after him is that...
Your Honor, the only reason why I think she's really trying to come after me is because I work 2 jobs and I take care of my own responsibility.
But I've never asked him for $1.
The minute the baby was born, you called me up and asked me.
You didn't answer the phone when my ex was at the hospital with me.
Why would I answer the phone knowing that you're trying to put a baby on me that it ain't my baby?
So what do you think her MO is, Mr. Tuzi?
She's just trying to get money out of me.
The judge then reveals to the courtroom the results of the DNA diagnostics test. The results show that Mr. Tuzi is not the child's biological father. The judge asks Miss Renfro if she knows who the real father is. Her answer gets on the judge's nerves, and she sets her straight by saying,
Because you done got on my nerves now. Because you got a smart mouth, but you're not smart enough to know when you're lying. Sitting up trying to pin a baby on a man. Hold on, I'm talking now. Since all you can do is shrug your shoulders, stay silent.
Number 2, Reyes v. Prickett. For our second case, we have Mr. Reyes, who believed that he has been duped by Miss Prickett into fathering her 11-month-old daughter. He believes that the child belongs to Miss Prickett's ex-husband. He has also petitioned the court to...
Additionally, you've petitioned the court for a forensic voice analysis test.
Miss Prickett, on the other hand, claims that Mr. Reyes is the child's father. The judge goes on to ask Mr. Reyes why he believes that he has been duped into fathering someone else's child. Mr. Reyes responds by saying,
I have reasons to believe that there's a possibility that she's not. There's been a lot of circumstances that are mysterious, confusing, and unexplained, and I would love to find some closure.
And I can see the pain in your eyes.
Yes,
this
Your Honor.
really bothers you.
Yes, Your Honor.
You feel like you're in the position where you are raising a child that's not yours.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I see she's currently pregnant.
Miss Prickett explains to the judge the nature of their relationship and how they met. She then goes on to tell the judge that she had accused Mr. Reyes of cheating and
I had my insecurities, and we went to couples court, and I got my answers, and from there, you know, our relationship actually
Was he cheating?
No, he wasn't.
And so why didn't that resolve the issues?
Well, this is new to me that he doesn't believe that he's the father of our daughter.
Well, I
Mary.
only believe that because she used to say, if you question me about cheating, then you must be cheating yourself.
the judge then asks Mr. Reyes why he suspected Miss Prickett of being unfaithful to him. He responded by saying,
Well, there's a few things, you know. One of the things is that I woke up around 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, somewhere around there, you know, and she wasn't home. She wasn't in the house, and her car was gone from the driveway.
That's odd, Miss Prickett.
Well, it was actually 6 in the morning, and
She got back at 6.
Miss Prickett tried to explain the incident to the judge. However, her explanation did not convince the judge, and she asked Mr. Reyes if there were any other incidents that made him suspicious. Mr. Reyes told the judge that
There was one incident where she said she was on her way and she stopped at a gas station. She didn't come get me until 2 hours later while she was dodging my calls and my text messages. And then when I finally get a hold of her 2 hours later, this is around 12 a.m., 12:15, she says that she was at the gas station, a random man randomly filled up her gas tank.
Miss Prickett again tries to explain the incident, but she again fails to make the judge believe her story, which infuriates her even more. The judge then asks Mr. Reyes why he participated in the birth of the child and went as far as to sign the birth certificate as well if he had doubts about the child's parentage. He responded by telling the judge that
Well, I felt confident at that time, and then as Moon got older, she started resembling her sister, which is not my child. So I started feeling a little concerned about it all.
they're sisters, and they look like me.
The judge finally reveals the DNA results to the court. The results show that Mr. Reyes is indeed the child's father. The judge then reveals the results of the forensic voice analysis to determine if Miss Prickett had been unfaithful to Mr. Reyes. On this count, the judge revealed that
The voice analysis determined you were being truthful. Well, it's been proven Miss Prickett has not been with anyone else.
Number 3, Morris v. Thorpe. In this case, we have the plaintiff, Mr. Morris, who claims that a botched home DNA test has separated him from his real daughter. He believes that of the twin girls, Mr. Morris is the biological father of only one of the girls.
You're here because you say certain facts have come to light that make you believe that you fathered one of Miss Thorpe's twins and not the other. You claim a botched home DNA test separated you from your daughter, London, and you intend to rectify that issue today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Thorpe, on the other hand, says that Mr. Morris's claim is ridiculous, and he is the biological father of both the girls.
You say Mr. Morris's claim is ridiculous and that he very clearly fathered both of your twins, Paris and London. And you say Mr. Morris's efforts to go behind your back blew up in his face, and you intend to clean up his mess.
Miss Thorpe told the judge that she was intimate with another man before she got pregnant because
I told Antoine that I wanted to be in a relationship with him, and he turned me down because he was still in love with the mother of his other child. So when that time happened, I got upset and I started messing with another guy.
Okay, and this was after you were already intimate with Mr. Morris.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you went into the tit for tat, if he don't want me, I'll go be with somebody else.
the judge asked Mr. Morris why he started getting doubtful about the girls. He told the judge that he bought a DNA test from a local drugstore and
A test? So I bought it. Just like that. I didn't doubt him, not one bit, but I went back to the house without Imani's knowledge, and inside the test, it was a thing where you get 3 samples, one for the father, one for the child, and one for the child's mother.
Ms. Thorpe claimed that the DNA test was completed in a wrong way. She told the judge that
I called the DNA place after and I kind of explained the situation. And she said if I got a results back at all, then they collected 2 separate DNAs from what I sent in. She said if it was completed wrong or didn't have enough or whatever, then it would have came back NA.
Okay, inconclusive.
Yes, ma'am. Like I said, just
All right, so you send the results in, and of course, how do they come back?
0% probability.
Mr. Morris told the judge that after this entire episode, he left Ms. Thorpe for almost 18 months. The judge asked him why he came back. He replied by saying that
Honestly, was asking around about how they was doing or what they was looking like. Family members and friends started to say, "You sure they're not yours?" And I had got sent a picture of my youngest daughter now, and it was side by side with London. I feel like they look just alike. They the same age.
Oh, you had 2 women pregnant at the same time?
the judge asked Mr. Morris about his relationship with the twins. His reply made the judge very furious. The judge said,
This is a mess. This is a mess. You know what? It started off messy. The middle was messy. The end is messy. You all should be ashamed. These babies 4 years old sitting up. Really? To be 4 years old and have to sit up and ask 2 grown adults, is somebody my daddy?
The judge was absolutely disgusted with the entire situation and got angry at both Miss Thorpe and Mr. Morris. She then revealed the results of the DNA test.
Somewhere inside of you, you knew this was a very real possibility. I can see your reaction. Who is their father?
The other guy I was talking to. When I told him I was pregnant, he stopped talking to me.
So this makes sense.
Number 4, Sissom v. Riley Taylor. In this case, the plaintiff, Miss Sissom, along with her teenage daughter, claimed that Mr. Taylor is the father of the younger Miss Sissom's 8-month-old baby.
With that said, Miss Sissom, you and your teenage daughter, Destiny, are here to prove that Anthony Taylor is the father of your daughter's 8-month-old son, Osiris. Is that correct?
The defendant, Miss Riley, claimed that the child does not belong to Mr. Taylor and insists upon a DNA test.
Ms. Riley, you stand before me claiming that you are 100% positive your son is not the child's father and have insisted on a DNA test from the moment you heard Miss Sissom was pregnant. Is that correct?
Miss Riley claims that she saw Miss Sissom with another man and that her relationship with Mr. Taylor is not very old. She said,
I see her walking with another guy. My son at school, this is before Destiny said anything about you was pregnant. Next thing you know, I find out that my son come telling me that she told him that she pregnant. How is that? You just came around 2 weeks ago? And he was messing with another girl at the time.
You saw Destiny walking with somebody else?
Yes.
Miss Sissom claims that Mr. Taylor was present at the birth of the child. However, Mr. Riley told the judge that Mr. Sissom got her removed from the hospital because
he has me removed out the hospital so she can get my son to sign this. This is a birth certificate. My son ain't old enough to be doing all this.
You believe she had you removed from the hospital strategically because they wanted to coerce your son into signing the birth certificate?
That's why I feel you on the right today.
One of her family members threatened us.
The judge then calls Mr. Taylor to the stand and asks him if he believes that he is the father of the child, to which he replies,
Do you believe you are Osiris's biological father?
Yes, I do.
You do believe that?
Yes.
And tell me why.
Because I picked Destiny and I took her virginity and I felt like I was getting into a lot of trouble and things that was happening and I felt like I needed another person.
The judge then reveals the results of the DNA test.
In the case of Sissom versus Riley Taylor, when it comes to 8-month-old Osiris Taylor, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Taylor, you are his father.
However, the inappropriate celebrations by Miss Sissom and her daughter did not go down well with the judge, and she was furious.
And Miss Riley, have a seat. This is just ignorant. Come over here, Anthony. Sit down. You all are this is shameful. And in this moment, just when I thought these kids had pulled off a plot against both of you all to defy their mother's orders and to do what they shouldn't be doing, I see why they had opportunity. These children have come in here, whether they made a mistake or not, they have spoken from their heart or why they did something. The most irrational, immature reasoning ever, but it's their truth.
Well, that's all we have for this episode. If you liked the video, leave us a thumbs up. Also, let us know in the comments what your favorite moment has been on Paternity Court, and if we missed any that you like. Until next time.